Welcome to Beyond the Sky podcast, the official podcast of North Star Aviation. I'm Zachary O'Brien, your host and aviator, and I'm joined today with Ian Wright Alice, and he is working on his commercial rating. So we're just going to take a little bit of a deep dive into what is it like to be working on that commercial rating.
Yeah.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, real good. How's your commercial training been?
It's been, so far, been great. You know, it's definitely a lot to take in. I'm just starting, but overall, can't complain.
Yeah, good. How'd you get started in aviation?
So, aviation was not really on the plate for me until my second semester of senior year of high school.
Okay.
So I was like pretty late, I think, compared to most people. I think most people, you talk and you listen to their stories and it's like, I saw a plane when I was a peewee little baby.
Yep.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I was very much not like that.
Right.
I was just looking for an extra credit class to take and just to graduate.
Yeah.
And one of those classes happened to be an aviation class. It was a total private pilot ground school.
Wow.
I saw it. I was like, I'm going to take it just to get the credit and graduate. Yeah. And I went to the class, started going pretty often. I really enjoyed it. And one day the teacher comes in and goes, "We're all doing discovery flights." I had no idea what that was at the time.
Yeah.
I was like, what does that mean? Oh, well, we all get to go to the airport and we take a discovery flight. You get in a little Cessna, and that was that. And I got in there. As soon as we took off, I was like, this is awesome.
Light bulb,
this is pretty
bulb moment.
Yeah. It's not all just books and studying. Like, okay, this is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So I think that was the moment where I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do
Forever.
Yeah.
Where'd you do your discovery flight at?
I think it was
Air Lake?
Air Lake, that's the one.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's where I did mine at.
Yeah.
Nice.
So.
And are you from that area then?
Yeah, so I'm from Burnsville, so it's not very far at all.
Yeah, so you were able to see, if you take off, you're probably like, oh, that's Burnsville right there, and you can see the cities, and that's exactly what I saw, and I'm like, this is a job? Like, this isn't a job, this is a dream, like, this is amazing.
Exactly.
So, that's awesome.
That was, so like you said, it as soon as the wheels got off the ground, I was like, this is what I want to do, and it wasn't even on the plate, it wasn't even in the picture, back burner, nothing, so it's I can't look back. I don't look back at my decision at all.
Right. Yeah, I think that's the perfect time. Second part of your senior year, take a class, and all the parts kind of fell in line. So, cool. Do you have any family in aviation?
My dad in Mexico, he was an air traffic controller.
Oh, wow.
For some time. So he always talked about planes, helicopters, stuff like that. So I'd heard of it. Yeah. But to me, it was always just whatever at the time when I was younger, cool.
How do you get into that?
Yeah. But besides that, no, I have no other family who does any aviation stuff. I'm the first, I would say.
That's awesome.
No.
How does your family feel about you getting into aviation?
At first, my mom and dad were like, whoa, because it was, like
expensive.
I said, expensive, yeah. And their first thought, though, was, slow down. It was my second semester senior year.
Yeah.
And before that, I was saying, I wanted to be a cop since I was super little.
Yeah.
That was my, dream. And second semester of senior year, I'm just like, you know what? I changed my mind. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
They're like, wait. What happened?
You're changing it up on us.
Yeah. But I told them, I was like, no, I took a discovery flight and I fell in love. And they said, whatever you want to do, chase it.
Yeah.
So they were very, very supportive. But at first they were like, are you sure? Kind of skeptical, slow down there. But I mean, they've been my biggest supporters for sure.
For sure. What do you want to do, when you grow up? What do you want to do in your future here?
Right. Well, right now, working on a commercial license.
Yeah.
I'm really, really excited to start flight instructing.
Yeah.
I think having students is the coolest thing ever, just because I've had really good flight instructors.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, I want to be like them. They're kind of my idols right now. Yeah. But ideally, my final goal would be a foreign airline.
Okay.
So I think foreign airlines are super cool. Everybody wants the Deltas, the Uniteds. Yeah, they're great airlines, but I'm looking more at Emirates, Japan Air.
Yeah.
I want to get out there. I like seeing the world. So
flying
that
A380 and
an A380 is a dream.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I'm very open. I think that's the beautiful thing about aviation is you're flying, you're traveling. It's not confined to one spot. This is what you have to do. There's many options, so very, very open. And I guess we'll just see where the wind takes me.
Absolutely. Let's take a little deep dive here. Where are you currently in your training?
Currently, I'm working on commercial stage 3, and right after this, I have a sim lesson. It's like 52, so I'm pretty early in the commercial stage of it, but I'm pretty in there now.
Yeah.
As for flight training.
For sure. Broken into 3 stages. Stage 1 is going to be cross countries in the Archer, single engine. Getting really comfortable, building up some time and experience.
Right.
Stage 2 is going to be maneuvers and performance landings. Getting really, really, really good at flying that single engine. So that way, when you transition into the multi-engine, it's kind of a piece of cake. It's pretty easy. Just now 2 engines instead of 1.
Right.
So, cool. We'll take a little bit deeper dive a little bit later, but cool. Let's transition into a little bit of a rapid fire game.
Okay.
I got 3 popular songs for you here.
Perfect.
Let's see if you can get these, okay? And I want you to just fill in the blank for me.
Okay, fill in the blank. Perfect.
Think aviation-related words as the blanks are loosely aviation-related here.
Okay.
Like a G6. Like a G6.
Now I'm feeling so fly like a G6.
You got it. You got it. Very nice. Oh, man. This is... Okay. All right. 'Cause you're a sky full of
stars.
Nice. All right, I like that you're singing with me. That makes my job a little easier here. All right, I don't even know how to sing this one. I'd have to have the tune here. All right, she's got her head in the blank, and she's not coming down. That's gonna be hard without the.
Yeah. My initial thought was like Joji, but you said she.
Yep, it's Teenage Dream with Katy Perry.
I don't know if I know that one. She's got her head in the clouds.
In the clouds, you got it. Nice. Aviation, right? Yeah, you just go aviation and you'll be right there. Cool. All right, let's dive into that training now. Since becoming a private pilot and getting your instrument rating, have you been able to fly with any of your family, friends?
I've been asked that question so much recently, and it's so embarrassing to me because I'm working on commercial. I have yet to do it.
Yeah.
I've yet to do it.
Yeah.
And part of the reason is I just haven't built that courage. I have 200. I'm sitting on like 200 something hours, and I'm still like, oh, like my mom in the plane with me, like that's scary.
Yeah.
But I am working on it. I'm actually working at Lake Elmo Airport.
Okay.
I'm trying to get checked out over there in their airplane. So, because my dad's just been picking at the idea. He's like, come on, dude, let's go fly.
Yeah.
I mean, we always talk about external pressures and stuff like that in aviation. So it's like, okay, like I always have to tell him, like, chill. Like, it's not just as easy as like getting in the plane and just taking off.
Right.
But I am working on that, and I do want to take him up very, very soon here before it gets cold and icy and gross. So,
yeah, definitely got to take him up. My mom doesn't care. Single engine, multi-engine, the whole works. My dad likes to dissect things. He's like, I will only fly with you in the multi-engine. I'm like, it's a little pricey to do that, you know. And this last December, I actually got to fly with my granddad and my dad a little bit actually earlier than December, probably last June, July, right when I finished up my MEI CFI, and it was awesome. You know, I got to show my granddad a steep turn. Oh, yeah. And, you know, he just recently passed away in January, and, you know, it's just such a cool experience to be able to do that.
It's a great memory to have.
Yeah, I would just make sure you know, fly with those that you're able to, you know, show them, and it just kind of translates when you're taking your check ride. It's like, yeah, I want to keep these people safe, and you have a good story to talk about. So definitely make sure you do that.
It's on the bucket list. So hopefully soon here. I'm waiting for them to fix the Archer over there at Lake Elmo.
Yeah.
As soon as it's fixed, though, I'm working. I'm getting checked out, and I'm taking somebody up. So.
Good. I love to hear it. What's been your favorite part of commercial training?
My favorite part about commercial training, I love all the cross countries.
For sure.
A lot of people find them boring. Yeah. I think it's because they go to boring places. Yeah. Sioux Falls, I'm like, why? You know, not that Sioux Falls is boring, but a lot of people just go there and back to Mankato. Yeah. And it's like, mix that up. And it's like, you're doing that again. Like, go somewhere else, you know? Yeah. That's the most common one that I see. And I'm like, just challenge yourself a little bit. What's your favorite place you like to go?
Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls.
Oh, no way.
I
No
love
way.
Sioux Falls.
It's amazing. It's easy. They are super nice there.
Here's the thing though. I like it.
Yeah.
One, the controllers are lovely.
Very, very much so.
And have you been to the Signature there?
I have not.
That's
I've not.
why.
Okay,
You
I got to
ha-
go to
yeah,
Signature.
yeah. You have to stop in at the Signature.
Yes.
Get in there, talk to the people. Like
Yeah.
I've met a couple great pilots just sitting there, just because I'm going on my cross countries. I'm like, I just need a break.
Right.
Go sit in the Signature for a bit, have a snack or two,
Yeah,
and I love Sioux Falls. I don't know, something about it.
Okay. Where else? Where else have you been?
I've been to, on my long cross country, I went to Rockford, Illinois.
Okay. Okay. Yep. How did that go?
It went great.
Yeah. Yep.
That was probably the most fun I've ever had on a flight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been to Rockford, Brainerd, all like the neighboring states.
Yep.
It's been a blast. It's my favorite thing. Some people are like, no, it's so boring. You just go in a straight line. It's like, no, like,
Yeah.
do something else. It's
Have you been to Duluth yet?
I've yet to go to Duluth, actually.
You have to go to Duluth.
I know. You got to get the cookies.
Yeah. To me, it's Duluth, and then and then I'll go Sioux Falls. But Duluth is amazing. I've been to Sky Harbor.
No.
In Duluth?
No, none of those.
Oh man, it's Sky Harbor. It's an actual short field landing.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Or
But
off
you're
in the
right
water.
there. Yeah. Yeah. No, but it's really neat. And then you're able to. It's a seaplane base as well, so you actually can walk like right to the water, and there's a dock there where they put the seaplanes in, and it's a really cool experience. Winona. Have you been to Winona?
No, I haven't been to Winona
man,
yet.
see?
I'm missing out on a few of the cool ones.
You're missing out on the best ones, man. We got to restart. We got to
Just do stage one again.
Yeah, let's
Give me
let's
the
do it
archery.
again because it's fun.
It
Stage one
so
is a
much fun.
blast.
I would do that 1,000 times over.
Yeah. But when you become a flight instructor and you're teaching commercial stage one, just make sure you hit up some of those cool places because they are neat. Winona, there's bluffs there.
Yeah.
There's actually you're really doing a teardrop entry into the pattern just because of the bluffs and everything, and it's a neat place to fly to.
No, I'm making sure when I become an instructor, I am deleting Mason City. We're not going to Mason City. We're not doing the Iron Triangle. So I'll make sure to have fun with my students.
Good. Do you like doing morning cross countries, night cross countries? What's kind of your favorite?
I love night cross countries.
Yeah.
Just because in the day, especially here in the Midwest, farms. That's all you see. It's super green. I mean, during the fall, I have yet to go on a cross country now that the leaves are changing, so maybe my mind will change.
Yeah.
But at night, you got especially if you're going up north, you fly over the Bravo, Minneapolis, stuff like that. You see the airport, you see all the lights. I think that's super duper pretty.
It's so cool, and it twinkles.
Yep.
That's my favorite part. I don't care. I'll never get bored of it.
Never.
It's like
Absolutely
it twinkles, and I love it. It's just beautiful.
Yeah. So for sure, that nighttime, seeing all the lights over day, any day.
Yeah. Have you been to St. Paul?
Yep, I've been to St. Paul.
That's a cool
that approach
airport. Have you done that during the day?
I've done it both day and night.
Okay,
so,
good.
Yeah, the approach into there right over the river.
Yep.
What river is that? I forget.
Yeah, it's 3-1 or something like that.
Yeah,
and then,
right over the river.
Both approaches are over the river, kind of, because the river kind of just goes around the airport.
Yep.
So if you're approaching north or south, it's so
blast.
Cool. So looking bigger, looking further.
Right.
Where do you want to go? Where do you want to travel to as far as an airport destination? Because we're starting cross countries, right? We got a 5-hour coming up here. What's the plan? Where are we going?
I'd love to do that Chicago skyline.
Okay. Yeah.
I got to Rockford in the Archer, and I couldn't see any of Chicago, and I was like, I need to get closer, Like I want to, if I can do the skyline, ideally that would be my favorite flight to do. I know the Seminole's pretty quick. I don't know if 5 hours, but we could make it work or something.
Yeah, and you have 10 hours of, supervised solo time where, you can do 6 or 7 hours of flight, and then on your next lesson, just cut it down a little bit shorter as needed. And what's nice is you got the autopilot.
Right.
So you can, with 2 pilots on board on a supervised solo, you can, kind of peek out and actually look around instead of being, as focused,
Yep.
with both of you in there.
Yeah, that autopilot is a game changer.
Yeah.
Trying to hand fly the Seminole is not fun.
Cool. How's the autopilot transition been going from the Archer to now having an autopilot system?
I think It's almost like a little video game, especially when your instructor calls it a scoreboard. He's like, look at your scoreboard. Like,
Yeah.
what does it say on there? And it's like, yeah, okay. So, and it makes it really, really fun. I don't think it's terribly confusing. I mean, the plane's going to fly itself.
Right.
If you hit the right buttons and you're really, like, vigilant on what you're doing,
Yep.
plane's going to fly itself.
For sure.
And trying hand fly that Seminole is so exhausting.
Yeah.
If it's so nose heavy, like it doesn't matter how much trim, like you're just messing with the whole time. You're pushing back, you're pulling down, and it's just autopilot. Let's go.
For sure. Yeah, my favorite thing to do is, what's nice is you're a little bit more confident, going into IMC or going into IFR, flying in the clouds, just having that kind of backed up. So my favorite thing to do, especially with MEI students where they're becoming flight instructors for the multi-engine,
Right.
is I shut the autopilot off.
Oh no.
For them. So when they're flying in the clouds, unless we need it, then we have it. But get them that experience actually really scanning in the clouds and going in there, which is, it's a lot of fun. It's a little bit challenging for them. And they're like thinking, oh, I'll just use autopilot. But
Nope.
as soon as we hit it, boom, deactivate.
Yeah.
So
I don't have a whole lot of actual time, so I hope that I'm able to get some more experience in the Seminole.
what has been the most challenging part for your commercial training so far?
Most challenging part, I'd say commercial stage 2 was the most challenging for me.
Yeah, why is that?
Well, you went from not doing any maneuvers since your private pilot license.
Yeah.
You did all instrument, no maneuvers. You do all of commercial stage 1, no maneuvers.
Yeah.
To getting to, or having to do the maneuvers again
Yeah.
to a way tighter standard.
Right.
And it's not right away. Obviously, the first couple lessons, it's like private pilot standards. It's because, you haven't done it in forever.
Right.
But it goes quick. It's only, I think, stage 2 is only, 16 lessons? Something like that?
Just about.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it goes really fast.
Right.
And making that transition for me was kind of difficult and kind of demotivating almost a little bit, because I got in that plane and it's like, okay, do a steep turn to private pilot standards for your first lesson.
Yep.
And I'm struggling to hold private pilot standards.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, I have my instrument rating, I have my private pilot's license, I'm working on my commercial rating, and I can't hold this.
Right.
Like, how did I pass? So
Yeah.
it really made me like question myself as a pilot. It was difficult. It went quick, but it was talking with a lot of other people.
Yep.
I think there's a very similar trend with many other students as well. And, it makes you feel a little bit better. It's like, okay, well, I'm not totally alone in this.
Right.
But for sure, stage 2.
Yeah. My favorite question to kind of ask my students is, how do you measure success after a lesson? So a lot of people, it's, I want to get better. Like, I just want to get better. But realistically, as a flight instructor, that's not really it is my job to make you better. But realistically, it's more so to make sure you're learning, right? And so by you maybe struggling through a maneuver because you haven't done it for so long, you're actually learning from that experience that, oh, proficiency actually matters. And proficiency kind of slides, and you'll lose proficiency as time goes on, and to keep that proficiency up. So
Right.
something that I recommend when you become a flight instructor, seeing that, a little bit of a struggle, is, maybe go on a little bit of a shorter cross country, like Rochester and back, and use that extra hour to practice some maneuvers for stage 2, keep them proficient. And then I just don't let my students do any normal landings. It's all soft fields and short fields for stage 1.
Yeah.
And that kind of just helps them out, really transition to that performance, standards of stage 2.
I love that you do that. And I'm thinking really far ahead. I need to finish commercial. Like, I need to slow my roll, but my brain's always going like that. Like, think
That's
again,
how it
think
should
ahead.
be. Yeah.
I've always, and I brought it up to my instructor too. I was like, when we were doing stage 2, one of the things that I wanted to implement too as an instructor was, we're not doing normal landings. You're doing short and soft field.
Yeah.
And just to stay proficient, because again, if you just don't do them, you neglect them, you haven't done them since private.
Right.
But I really like that idea, and I'm going to take that away from you, of doing a shorter cross country, using an extra hour to do maneuvers.
Yep.
I mean, you'll stay proficient, and maybe you didn't go somewhere super duper fun, but once you get to stage 2, it's not going to be like you've never done it.
Right.
So I
Right.
really like that idea.
Yeah. And just be mindful too, because I've had students where I have done that, where it's only soft fields and short fields, and you ask them to do a normal takeoff, and then they're like trying to climb at 64, and it's like, we have no flaps, like, you know,
Yeah.
climb 76. So, you know, make sure you do at least a normal every once in a while too. Because they might, you know, kind of have that other practice. So
Yeah. You just get so used to it.
yeah. What
Definitely.
maneuver's been the most challenging for you?
Maneuver, steep spiral. That was my most challenging maneuver, and it wasn't until I had a MEI student approach me. He was like, "Hey, I'm working on MEI. I'd like to observe your lesson. What are you working on?" And I told him, "This is what I'm working on. You're totally welcome to be in the plane. I'm not one to really get nervous with passengers in the back, or
Yep.
I'm just like, yeah, hop on, why not?" And he was like, "What should I be looking for? Like, what do you think your weaknesses are?" I said right away, I said, "Steep spiral."
Yeah.
Just came right out. I said, "I hate steep spiral. I can't do it. I don't know what it is." He goes, "What do you think you're failing at?" I was like, I literally don't know. Like, it looks so bad.
Yeah.
And I said, "What's your tip?" He said, "You have up until 60 degrees of bank."
Yep.
He goes, "Trim out 76 and play with that. Like, don't be too shallow. Obviously, don't just crank it right to 60. He goes, but you have a lot of room to play with. 60 degrees of bank is a lot."
Right.
And I remember we went up on that flight. He's in the back, and even my instructor, he goes, "Okay, like steep spiral," knowing that it's like was a little bit one of my weaker maneuvers, just kind of ready to like walk me through it. He goes, "Whenever you're ready." I'm just kind of like getting mentally prepared, looking for my point.
Yeah.
And you know, you finally see it start doing it, and it was right on the money,
Right. Right.
textbook.
Yeah.
And my instructor was just like, "Wow, like what happened?" They was like, "That was your weakest maneuver. Like,
Yep.
what'd you do?" And I looked at the dude in the back, and I was like, "Yeah, like shout out this guy."
Yeah.
And he was like, "What'd you tell him?" I told him he has 60 degrees of bank. He can use it.
Yeah.
And it was very. I would say stage 2 was the most difficult, but the most rewarding.
Right.
So.
Really getting comfortable with the envelope of the airplane.
Yep.
When you're doing steep spirals, do you enter on a downwind or do you enter on an upwind?
I like to enter on an upwind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Kind of makes it a little bit easier, a little bit slower for everything. So.
Really slows you down, and gets that point nice and fixed.
Yep.
Good sight picture. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All learning.
Yep. All learning.
And now you're flying the multi-engine.
Yep.
How was your first flight in the multi-engine?
Oh, the first flight is awesome. You know, it's not terribly like as some people would describe it. Oh, super duper fast. Like you
Yeah.
can't even. Definitely a lot, because it's especially your first takeoff.
Yes.
You're taking off, you're climbing out, and it's like, oh shoot, I'm already at 500 feet, 25 squared.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm already at 1,000 climb checklist. So
Right.
it comes at you really quick.
Yes.
Landing gear, all that, because you don't do any of that in the Archer.
Right. Right.
So first flight, I had a lot of fun, but it was definitely like, wow. Like
Right.
I thought this was gonna be a super easy, like just hop right in it and fly it, like
Yeah.
transition, and it wasn't. But we're a couple flights in now. I think I've gotten pretty good.
The handle of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're still learning.
And it's kind of nice, right? Like you go from flying the Archer, which has a PFD, it has an MFD,
Right.
it has a throttle, it has the mixture, you know, it's got the manual flaps, and you hop in the Seminole, and there's not a big difference. There's a landing gear, there's, you know, constant speed, controllable pitch propeller, there's two mixtures, there's two throttles now.
Yep.
But you have a PFD, you got an MFD, you got your manual flaps. It's not a big difference. Do you think that helped you out?
Yeah, the way I see it now, it's just a big Archer.
Just a big
just a big Archer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just you have two of everything, and you have, like you said, you have your constant speed prop and autopilot, electric trim. Like there's a few. It's more just like add-ons, and it's
Yeah.
more aids than anything. And it's not.
Complexity.
Yeah,
a little
exactly. So it's been a pretty smooth transition. That first flight's always like, whoa, okay.
Yeah. And it's nice because when you transition to like jet sim, where you're, you know, practicing in a CRJ,
Right.
a jet, it's not a huge difference between the two, which is kind of nice. It's like all of a sudden you're saying it's just like a faster, bigger Archer. Now you're saying, oh, it's like a big, fast Seminole.
Right.
It's kind of all the same systems, and maybe a little bit less of the hydraulics and that kind of thing, and having an APU and that, but it's really just flying a big Seminole.
Yeah,
which
it flies the same the plane wants to fly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with a Seminole, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, it's a lot faster. And I don't think it's really necessarily the forward speed that really makes the difference. It's the climb speed.
Yeah.
Because it climbs, probably 2 times the speed of which an Archer does.
Yeah, that's what it wants to do.
And that's where it gets tough, because you're getting the gear up, you're going 25 square, and you're doing it in half the amount of time, which is nice. So,
yeah, definitely a lot.
Cool. How's your training set you up for flying in the professional environment?
Training set me up for a professional environment.
Yeah.
Having really high expectations here at North Star, I think is setting me up for the professional environment. You get in here and it's like you see everybody in their polos, casual clothes. It's not, and I don't mean to dig on any Part 61 schools here, but it's not like Part 61 where maybe you just show up in a hoodie, a t-shirt. It's like, no, it's very much you're in aviation. You're going to get there professionally. You're going to carry yourself professionally.
Yep.
You're going to follow these rules, these procedures, and because that's how the airlines are going to be. So I think it's very much setting me up really nicely to have a smooth transition into the way more professional. Like, people are looking at you, people are depending at you, and I think it'll be an easier transition.
For sure. Yeah. Good. Yeah, I think so too. Taking the courses on campus too.
Yeah.
Like FOM, you go in depth for a whole semester just on an FOM, a flight operation manual.
Yeah, taking that class now.
Yeah, it's good. Standard operating procedures, and it kind of breaks it down to basics. Where when you go to training, you get 3 to 4 months, and you're studying 6 books.
Great.
In this course, you just get to study one, and here's how you should study it, how you should go about it, and you're examined and tested on it. And that's really, I think, helpful for what we do. And yeah, like you said, kind of that professionalism part. I think it's good to get some Part 61. I think it's a great thing.
Oh, yeah.
Going and doing Part 61, getting your private, maybe Part 61, and then, transferring and coming here to North Star, where we kind of fine tune and really get you into that professional flying environment. And I think we do a very good job of really making people into that professional pilot that we're looking for.
Absolutely.
So,
I would definitely agree. I have a lot of friends who got their privates Part 61, and they come here, and at first the transition, obviously, they're coming from flying Cessnas with 6-packs to Archers with G1000s. It's very different. But they say that they're like, no, that we're Part 61. We're Part 61 cowboys. This is a lot different. You get here, and like you said, it's kind of straight as an arrow. Like, this is what you got to do. But I love it. I love it.
Right. And I think what's helpful is, kind of the community aspect.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as you're saying, like friends.
Yep.
Where sometimes you might be isolated at a little bit of a smaller flight school.
Of course.
Here, it's like you can find a group of 10 people, and that's, 10% of the people that we have here.
Yep.
You can really find a group and go and study with different people, learn different things. Yeah. You can observe lessons, go into those extracurriculars of, flight team or aviation club, and really kind of gain a lot of experience from others, which I think is super helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think that's one of the best things you can do being in a program like this is finding your group of people.
Yeah.
And everybody, thankfully, I've met here at North Star has been beautiful, lovely people.
Yeah.
We're all here for the same or very, very similar goals. So definitely getting that community, studying and relating, finding the same struggles and helping each other out.
Yeah.
Your instructor can teach you so much, but if your buddy has another instructor, maybe he learned it this way, that way, just really collaborating to get a whole lot of new ideas. It's just, it's awesome. So
absolutely,
definitely a big help.
Yeah. And this next question is a little more on the personal side.
Yeah.
But how do you deal with setbacks? How do you deal with challenges?
Setbacks and challenges
that might come your way within aviation.
Yeah. I'd say when I was going through stage 2, where I was really not super motivated or not really happy with my performance, is, like we were saying, finding those people. Because, I mean, how many people are in the program? There's 700, some of us.
Yeah.
About 300, maybe 200 working on commercial. So it's like, there's a lot of people you can relate to. There's a lot of people you can reach out to who are probably on a similar boat and can find a way to help. Really banking on friends, on instructors. It's that I'd say that was my biggest help during stage 2, is like being connecting with instructors and friends, being like, am I like totally alone and lost, or what's going on? Everybody's like, no, dude, relax.
We're in this boat together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's my biggest way to help when I'm struggling with maybe flight training.
Yeah. Try to find that group, and we all get through it together. And I think that's, the holistic part of, MEI class, which I'm going to try to recruit you to get to go into.
Yeah.
But anyone working on commercial, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, like you said, you had someone that was working on MEI sitting in the back observing your lesson.
Right.
And they said that one little thing and it clicked.
Damn.
Right?
Yeah.
And now it's like, man, I kind of like look up to that guy.
Yeah.
Of like, wow, how do I change that? How do I, make that and incorporate that into my flying? Right. And so with MEI class, you're more than welcome to join, and you can, be a part of that bigger group. We've built it up to where we have consistently at least 30 people in the classroom that, are a little bit maybe ahead of where you are, but, they love your opinions and your insights. And it's like, oh, how can I change this now? Especially being in stage 3, right? Getting close to close to that MEI, or just having a group to kind of go through things together.
Yeah, definitely something I want to check out here soon.
Yeah. What's been the most memorable thing for you for flight training? What's the most memorable experience you've had?
Yeah. My most memorable was commercial stage 1. It was my first solo cross country in commercial stage 1. And my original plan was just go St. Cloud, not in the Bravo, just kind of skimming it. I can maybe see it a little bit, and then go to another airport pretty far out of the way, and then back to Mankato. That was my original plan, and I was like, that sounds so boring. I got to the airport, and I was like, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. And I said, what can I do to make this more fun? And I called my mom, and I said, hey, what are you doing? And she was like, nothing, I'm just in bed. I was like, hey, meet me at Lake Elmo Airport. I'm going to fly there, and let's go get dinner.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, yeah, absolutely. She goes, what time? What do you think you'll be here? And I was like, let me see. And I whipped up a flight plan, looked at everything, and I was like, I think I could be there in, I don't know how much it was, 30, 40 minutes-ish, I think.
Yeah.
She goes, okay, yeah, I'll see you there. And I remember I'm flying, or my instructor comes out, and he goes, okay, you still planning on St. Cloud? Yeah. And I was like, no, I'm actually going to Lake Elmo. I'm going right over the Bravo. Like I want to do this, see the cities, see my mom. And he's like, wait.
Yeah.
Like, are you sure? Like, it's your first solo. Like you can slow down a little bit. Like, get some confidence. I told him, I was like, I'm confident right now.
Yeah.
Like, I can do this. So I was like, I'm not landing at a towered airport. It's untowered. I can do it.
Right.
It's like, you know what? All right. He's I haven't proven anything to him that I couldn't do it.
Right.
So he was like, okay, sure, signs off the plan, and I go over there, and my mom is off on the side of the runway, like recording me coming in, and my dad was there, my little brother was there, and I land, perfect landing, taxi in front of them, park it, get out the plane, and they're just all like super duper like happy to see what I've done, because I mean I've only ever really told them this is what I do. Like I fly a plane, and they they can picture it. They have some knowledge of planes. But they actually saw it in action, and I will never forget that. Getting dinner, flying back home, and awesome, incredible moment. Yeah,
I stopped at Air Lake one time to meet my pilot mentor, and because I had a check ride the next day at Air Lake with for my single engine add-on for commercial. So the next step for you almost. Yeah. And I was coming in, and it's right traffic for one of their runways there.
Yeah.
And I came in, I was high and fast. My pilot mentor's watching me, and I'm like, shoot, I had to go around, And I'm like, okay, whatever, And so I went around, right, and then came back and landed, and it was a lot better. It just kind of threw me off a little bit with that sight picture being right traffic, and then going from the Seminole where you dump the gear, you dump the flaps, and that thing drops, you throw the props forward, and that thing
Sinks
Archer
like a rock.
Archer's a little bit more aerodynamic, I'd say.
Yeah,
it can
absolutely.
float.
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't be afraid to go around. But yeah, cool experiences being able to go in the city, and I talk to other flight instructors and stuff, and at the end of the day, like, if you're a Part 61, I wouldn't have to meet with you at all. I wouldn't have to sign you off. You're a private pilot. You're instrument rated. You can try to go where you want to go, right? Challenge yourself. So it's awesome to hear that you do challenge yourself a little bit and have the instructor to be able to approve that and go forward with that. It's awesome to hear. Yeah. How do you go about balancing school, flying, and personal life?
School, flying, personal life. I think it's really a lot of just kind of chunking your time, finding where everything fits, almost like a puzzle. Where can I go to the gym? And sometimes it's not exactly perfect. Maybe it feels a little bit rushed.
Yeah.
But I think the best thing you can do is just having a schedule, like having it doesn't maybe written out in the calendar, something where you can hold yourself accountable. I think that's what I've been kind of working on a little bit more recently, is like, okay, this time I want to do this, at this time I want to do this. And I think the balance aspect, it's like, yeah, sometimes it'll get thrown off, sometimes it's a little bit more studying and not so much fun, but at the end of the day, I'm working towards something that's not super easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. So I'm okay not having maybe like the perfect balance or ideal balance of like, oh, I like fun and like I'm okay with it, because I know it's like it's gonna be more rewarding at the end. If I sacrifice a few of the things maybe I really want and do those things that maybe you don't want to do so much, but you got to get them done.
Right. Yeah, I think the challenge really becomes with flight instructing, and it's like you just kind of fly. So making sure you're, still trying to hit the gym every day and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Things that it's like I put that priority just into flight instructing, so much, where it's like I wish I kind of balanced that out. So make sure you keep that balance, and make sure you're staying in balance. It's okay to let it take over a little bit with certain things,
right?
But, when it takes over a week or 2 weeks, it's good to be able to dive into those things a little bit more.
Absolutely.
If you could start over all again, what would you maybe do differently? What would you do anything differently?
If I could start over all again, what would I do differently? I think I would have gotten my private Part 61. I don't know. I like you said, I think having a little bit of Part 61 would be cool. Having a little more freedom. I think jumping right into the professionalism for me was like a little startling, because at the time I didn't have too much structure.
Yeah.
I'm coming right out of high school. I didn't really have a job, like super formal job. So it's like I got here and I did my private, went really smoothly. But I think at the beginning I struggled a bit with like the structure of like studying and learning and so much and all that. So I think the Part 61 would have been cool. But I am happy I did it here. And what else? Books. I would have hit the books a little bit harder.
Which book specifically?
Anything, like just Jepsen, just hitting the books a little more.
Yeah.
Being in the library, or library, how do you say it?
Yeah.
Because I think when I was especially younger freshman, I was like, I'm just gonna fly a plane.
Right. My instructor will teach me everything.
Yeah, and no, you have to hold you have to hold yourself very, very accountable. Absolutely. And be very, very prepared. So I think that's what I would do differently, is be a lot more prepared.
Yeah.
Like kind of. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think there's two sides of the coin. I think, the major benefit of doing Part 61 and then coming here and transferring here is that you're able to start your instrument as a freshman. and you're a little bit ahead of the game. So that way you're, senior year, now you're flight instructing, and making money, getting hours as you're still going to school.
Right.
But, I got my private here. I'm very happy that I got my private here because I learned, a ton, right?
Yeah,
and it
absolutely.
really transferred well into commercial. Where sometimes people, when they start commercial training, if they haven't flown here, there's a little bit different procedures where an instrument, you don't go through like pattern entry procedures.
No, not at all.
And then, now you're starting commercial where you're doing these solos and it's like, I don't even know how to enter into the pattern here.
What's Madison Lake Water Tower?
Yeah, what's the quarries? What's the pond? Or, Walmart. Well, Walmart distribution center is huge now, so you can find that pretty quick. But, I think that was really beneficial to me and, kind of started me off really early where I was like practically ready for my commercial check ride for my private, for ground knowledge stuff. And then for when you're working on commercial, you're ready for like almost your instructor rating at that point. You're very well prepared.
Yeah.
So
I would totally agree with you. I would say like it was more for me like the structure aspect, but looking back at it, it's like, like you're a lot more prepared compared to other people who are coming in and learning all these procedures in new planes. So I do appreciate the fact that I did get it here.
Absolutely, yeah. What are you most excited about from moving from the student pilot into where you are the professional pilot? You're on the other side of the coin.
Well, I never think you stop being a student pilot.
Absolutely.
You're always learning. I think many people would agree with that.
Yep.
But as for professional pilot, like at the dream airline doing that, what am I most excited for? I love traveling. Yeah. Love it. The lifestyle I think is pretty cool. That one day you can wake up in Mexico and be there for 2 days and then fly back. I think that's so awesome, getting to see new cultures, new places you don't get to see every day, even if it's for a night. I mean, it's awesome. I just that is what I love.
How do you see your commercial training shaping you as that future pilot?
My commercial training as a future pilot. I think commercial training right now is really refining and polishing it off. Private, pretty big pretty wide standards that you can fit into. Instrument, you're learning some new procedures that you're going to carry out throughout your whole entire career. And you get to commercial and it's like, okay, now we're going to combine the two and really polish it off. Yeah. So that's what I think commercial's been doing for me, is like really polishing it and refining it to what it has to be for the airlines.
Absolutely. Yeah. Who's been your biggest mentor for you?
Biggest mentor? I'd say my dad and my mom, for sure. Yeah. They've helped me so much. I know at first they were a little skeptical, but I think once they saw the ball start rolling, they've been like, they want to keep it rolling. They want to see me get there. So absolutely, my parents.
Absolutely, yeah. You got to have a mentor. Yeah. It's just so nice to have parents that very supportive of everything you do, and that your dad had that experience of working with aviation. Is able to kind of promote you. So I hope the next time we are able to talk, you're able to take them up flying.
Yeah, hopefully soon. Yeah, I'm gonna do it
very soon. Very soon. And for some upcoming events that we have here, we don't have any events this month with the holidays. However, Tree of Hope is always a great opportunity to volunteer and give back. There will be a toy drop box in the airport FBO. I was able to actually drop off just a game that I got from Target last year. So, it could be something really simple just like that. I think I did Stratego. So, these toys are going to be delivered to children in hospitals throughout the Midwest to brighten their holiday. So, Tree of Hope will be December 6th, and then holiday break begins on December 15th. I want to say thank you, Ian. I really appreciate you coming on here.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me, for sure.
Yeah, it's been good. I think that, people listening to, this podcast, it's going to help them when they're kind of in commercial and maybe they hit that learning plateau. That's what we call it as flight instructors. Right. Or they hit that rut of, stage 2 or maybe it's in stage 1, right? And kind of maybe diversify it up of going somewhere different, trying different things. Go to Winona, right? Go to Sky Harbor. Go check out some other places. Go to Sioux Falls. There's no problem with Sioux Falls.
We love Sioux Falls.
We love Sioux Falls, but maybe try to not just always go to Sioux Falls, and then just kind of try to mix it up a little bit. Do some steep turns. Do something within stage 1 that looks kind of towards the future of stage 2 as well.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people can take away from that. And once you get to that multi-engine, like we said, it's just a big archer, right?
Big archer.
A little faster, a little better climb performance, and a little bit more fun, a lot more fun. But yeah, be sure to follow us on our socials, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We'll have those linked both on our Spotify bio and YouTube Dropbox. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Beyond the Sky.